Thank you, David. Very kind words. Thank you all the members of the Academy for this special award tonight. It was like an Oscar presentation. I'm not used to these long speeches, so I'll try to keep this short. As you say, it's been a long trip here. And as David perhaps mentioned, I'm really big on collaboration. We've had a lot of help along the way. Excuse me. And this starts with my wife, Christine. 31 years. Crazy members of the family. You know, I'm just crazy anyway. But she was crazy enough to come along for the ride here. So thank you very much, dear. And we have a very welcome guest here tonight. There seems to be a remarkable reference back to Alice Cooper tonight. My cousin Deanna, who's here tonight, back at the very beginning of the Delta Sound days, offered us a space in her chicken coop for us to attempt to manufacture cabinets for an Alice Cooper tour. The only provision was we had to re-roof the addition to their garage where the chickens used to live to prevent the rain from coming in and killing us all. So thank you, Dee, for being a supporter all these years. My children are here tonight. I'm very proud of them. We have Jeremy and Jonathan, David referred to, who had the kind of moment of fame in the JF series by EAW, been around for many years. And I'm very proud that my daughter is here, Kendra. I call her the current KF, all the way from Argentina. We brought a few bottles of wine along for us to enjoy. I've done a bit of traveling around the years and not always home, and Kendra enjoys telling the story when she called up the shop one day, talked to our long-time, I don't know what you call the executive assistant, jack of all trades, den mother to the entire crew. You know, is my dad there today? Oh no, didn't you know he's in Italy for a couple of days? He'll be home at the end of the week. So a lot of travel the family's put up with, and I thank them very much. So we had a lot of struggles at the beginning, trying to figure out, you know, building the better base box, how we can take that somewhere. In 1976, I hooked up with a young Ken Berger, courtesy of Lou Friedman, brought us together. And our shared vision was we didn't like what was coming out of the mountain in Framingham. We thought we could do a better job. They were kind of the rage in Boston at the time, but that was not our direction. We teamed up to form EAW in 1978. Kenny very much a driving force to that, with particular help from his father, who actually brought a business sense to the company. As we say, the rest is history. A couple of years later, a young gentleman by the name of Frank Loico joined us. I think that Frank is here tonight somewhere. Frank, we became a triumvirate. Frank was extremely influential in helping us drive the EAW product in the marketplace, and I treasure my relationship with Frank up through today. He's always been a fantastic associate to work with. And of course, Mr. Rob, he's hiding on stage here. David was influential back at the beginning in you know, giving us tips and thoughts into the touring market, and then when he went into consulting, the relationship kind of continued to grow. And we always find it exciting to be drawn to new directions and coming up with solutions for new problems. The portable system for Metropolitan Opera, New York Philharmonic was a particularly interesting project at the time. Some other gentlemen, maybe not here tonight, but there's a young gentleman by the name of Casey Ladner who brought us into the Disney world. We've done a lot of work with the Disney organization, theme parks along the world, along the way. A lot of exciting projects in that direction. There was, so in 1980, back in the early years, another reference here to Rich Carpenter and John Logan at Carlos Sound down in Nashville doing work for the Oak Ridge Boys. So kind of come up with a simpler solution than this flying junkyard, make a coherent cabinet we can run up there and power up in a Triamp manner. So the Carlos TS3 became the first one-box touring sound, fully horn-loaded touring sound box in the world. A few years later, a young gentleman by the name of Craig Jansen that I think Dave has the fortune of working with now, had a little project called Anaheim Stadium. He was looking for some innovative solutions for, gave us a call. And we worked right through Christmas, New Year's, through January to hit opening day in April. It doesn't change very much in the course of the baseball season. For a totally new system at Anaheim. That was our first major sports arena, sports stadium kind of install. And I was actually had the good fortune to visit it not too many months ago. My God, the thing looks brand new. So I guess we did a good job on that one. That actually led to association with WJHW, consulting firm in Dallas that does a lot of these sports arenas, led by Jack Wrightson, Ron Baker, and this fantastic crew who worked for them. Seemed like for years there was always another stadium going up. I can't even list them all. Atlanta, a couple of stadiums in New York, St. Louis, Washington, Florida. We got very involved in baseball in the NFL world. And I think one of our most gratifying experience in that direction was putting new sound systems in for the Boston Red Sox, the whole town team. And
Yay!
Don't you know that the next year they win the World Series? So the way to win the World Series is put a new AEW system. and actually the St. Louis Cardinals kind of did it a few years later. We gave them a new system. The Washington Nationals haven't quite gotten it. In the 90s, perhaps as a result of some of this work we've been doing, EAW went through a major growth spurt, and we brought a few new people on board. I think the first one was a gentleman by the name of Dave Gunnis, longtime associate at EAW, has gone off to form his own company now. We brought a new look at technology into us, led to what we call the 900 series. And I have to say that, I've been to a lot of concerts over the years. We did Paul McCartney, Red Square. We did the concert for George. This is an outstanding event, a lifetime experience. And we did a PA for Pope John Paul II at Madison Square. A gentleman who was aging at the time. He had a negative signal-to-noise ratio at the microphone. And I'm so proud to say that of the 20 million people that visited Vatican City in the millennium year, every one of them could hear him. In 1994, we had this young whippersnapper out of Worcester Polytechnic by the name of Jeff Rocha. Jeff joined us, introductory level, right at EE degree, smart guy. Also a musician. He understood what was needed here. One of his first projects was working on the Atlanta Olympic Stadium project. Jeff has continued to grow over the years, and I'm so proud tonight that Jeff is now the president of Easton Acoustic Works, exemplary of everything that we stand for. Only a couple of years later, another young gentleman by the name of Nathan Butler, also here tonight, joined us out of Rensselaer Polytechnic. Now, I knew that Nathan was okay from the beginning because my brother went to RPI and I knew it to be an outstanding school. Nathan has been the backbone behind a lot of our developments over the past 10 years. The speakers you're listening to tonight are representative of his work. I couldn't even list them all, but I might mention his latest project. Unfortunately, I can't really tell you about it. We're under a kind of a non-disclosure until it's turned on, but it is the largest and loudest sound system ever installed anywhere in the world, and we hope to be able to tell you about it in perhaps a month's time. Again, collaboration, that's what we're really all about, trying to come up with ideas, bouncing back and forth, do new things, make it better. A lot of recent touring work. We did some work with Dave Rat Sound with the microwave series of monitors, become a kind of a recognized standard in the touring world. We've had a long relationship with Tim Kane at Gemini Sound. His brother was an honoree tonight. Tim is a fantastic sound guy, always looking for new things. We did a lot of work with Tim on the 740 system, so a bit of a shout out to him. In the club area, we've worked with John Lyons for many years on the Avalon series. Avalon happened to be the name of his club in Boston. So, you know, John's kind of an East Coast guy, but with a West Coast location now. We continue our association with John. Gives us inspiration on kind of pushing the envelope there. And there's just too many others to mention. You know, we could go through the litany of designers, consultants, contractors and that are helping us to push the envelope. So my apologies to any that I have missed. I'm sure there's a litany of them, and we look forward to continuing the great work. So as the video pointed out, I was bitten by the audio bug a bit young. I used to sit down and kind of wear out, you know, records. They were 78s at the time. Didn't take too much to wear them out, probably. They didn't play as well as the LPs that came along a little bit later. But I got to say that enthusiasm of the music has really never left me. And that's what's the driving force to present the music in the best possible way. So in the words of Paul Simon, we're still crazy after all these years, trying to do the best we possibly can. And the words of an artist that maybe some of you don't recall, Al Jolson from the 20s, 30s period. You ain't heard nothing yet. There's still more work to do. We're working hard on it every day and look forward to continuing to improve the state of the art of the industry. So thank you all very much, and rock on.